Women are awful drivers who shouldn't be in the military and belong in the kitchen, right?
Right.
We've all heard the unfunny jokes about women and the stereotypes throughout, well, really our generation kind of likes them the most. But I believe that even the subject of sexism should be long gone by now. I think that our society has progressed enough to not even talk about it. However, our society today makes ridding the subject of superiority issues with genders difficult, specifically with beauty pageants, namely Miss America. Although Miss America has provided the public with entertainment for decades, the popularity of the broadcast has drastically declined, almost to the point of embarrassment. According to Schultz's 2009 article, in its prime, the show had 55 million viewers, and now it's declined to a mere 2 million. Also being dropped by ABC and now airing on TLC, which no one cares about TLC. On top of the pathetic interest in watching the show, Miss America is hypocritical. It presents an impossible standard for women and men to expect, and there's sexism deeply rooted in the show. Since the beginning of time, women have been expected to meet a certain standard in every aspect of their lives. And in Miss America pageants, these standards that the women are expected to meet are hypocritical. According to Nat Pikoski's 2013 article, men irrationally expect women to fulfill what they call the Madonna whore fantasy, which is to be beautiful and innocent while also looking like a long-legged model and satisfying men's lust. Also, according to Nat Pikoski, the pageant objectifies women, which in turn harms all women. The idea of the show is to convey talents and strong beliefs. However, because the girls are standing up there not fully clothed and showing off perfectly toned bodies, the intention to convey their intellectuality doesn't quite get across. Not only do the motives for the show contradict, but the message it sends across to women and men causes a standard that it's virtually impossible to reach. According to Nat Pikoski, protesters for the Miss America pageant have described the beauty standards as ludicrous. Humans are always wanting the next juicy, top-of-the-line product, and women in society are no exception to that. Miss America also provides the irrelevant crown on the throat of mediocrity, which the CLWC describes as Miss America represents what women are supposed to be: inoffensive, bland, apolitical. If you are tall, short, over or under the weight that the man prescribes you, you should just forget it. Personality, articulateness, intelligence, and commitment are all unwise, and conformity is the key to the crown and by extension to success in our society. And if you guys have ever seen Miss Congeniality, that's what I think of when I think of beauty pageants. When she's practicing for her show, they tell her, like, every question they ask her answer should be world peace, world peace, world peace. So it's like, I'm going to tell you exactly what to say, and this is the right thing, so screw whatever you think is right. So, along with the standards that are out of this world, Miss America holds sexist qualities whether society admits it or not. First of all, according to Schultz's 2009 article, Miss America hired a right-wing male chauvinist, Rush Limbaugh, to join the judging panel of the pageant. And a few of his quotes epitomize the sexism that is in the pageants. Limbaugh described men, such as himself, by saying, "We're not sexist, we're chauvinists. We're male chauvinist pigs, and we're happy to be because we think that's what men were destined to be. We think that's what women want." And women enter into this pageant, or so I thought, to essentially gain respect and show that there's a vision and a dream for girls of the future. However, with men saying and believing things like Rush Limbaugh, I'm not sure the goal has been achieved. Another gross example of sexism is when Limbaugh directly addresses sexual harassment, and he says, "Some of these babes, I'm telling you, like the sexual harassment crowd. They're out there protesting what they actually wish would happen to them sometimes." Which, I don't know if you girls agree with that you'd like to be sexually harassed, but I don't really think that I would. On top of the pageant demanding the impossible from women, it's sadly also become somewhat of a humorous program for people to watch and laugh at the girls. And we've heard about embarrassing examples of girls being asked a question and giving an answer that makes absolutely no sense. And some of those famous lines include one contestant saying that the world would be a better place if all blind people could see. Another contestant said, "I'm studying to be an anchorman on the local news. As you might well imagine, it's a challengement." And then my favorite one says, "No, I don't think the Miss America pageant denigrates women, except for maybe the ugly ones." And all joking aside, it's obvious that this show has become completely unnecessary. At this point, it's kind of just an excuse to watch hot girls walk across the stage and embarrass themselves. And I think that in this day and age, we have better things to do. Ultimately, the hypocrisy of the pageants, the impossible standards they require, and the sexism and disrespect that come along with them are all examples of why the pageant is no longer necessary, relevant, or even really entertaining. Men have been pumped up to think that they decide who the dream girl is, and they want perfection handed to them. Women have excelled dramatically in the past few decades, becoming doctors, politicians, and influential figures. And it's not fair that these shows are still sticking around to make women think that there's still some sort of product. Although Miss America is something to watch when there's no football game on, it's halting the progress that women have made over many years. And I don't think anyone would be really too devastated if it came to an end. And my visual aid, Miss America 2014, I don't know if you guys remember, was an Indian American, and everyone flipped out saying that it's ridiculous that an Arab or a terrorist won Miss America. And so these are all tweets about how ignorant everybody was about it. One person said, "Only reason she won is because her people said they would lower gas prices." And just talking about so mad that an Arab won, this is Miss America, which is, she was born in America. And then this one is of a Miss New York that won Miss America. And she's making this ridiculous face when she won. And she said, "Don't fight violence with violence. OMG, I won." I said exactly what everyone wanted to hear, so I won. And that's it.